Hello everyone, welcome back to the channel. I'm coming live from our home here in Africa, and let me just welcome you all to the channel, for the new subscribers as well as for the returning. So it's around midday, and if I look at the sky, it seems like it's about to rain, and I think it will be so nice because usually this is usually the period where we experience longer rains, very long rains. So I'm at the compound that I've been working on, I think for the past 4-5 days, because with the rains at times I have to just stop and maybe postpone it to the next day. So I'm so happy it's complete, because I was initially started with the fences, then after that I started making the compound, because there are some weeds that usually grow. So I'm usually here I've been cutting them for some time now, frequently, and I think I'll be doing it more frequently, because I've noticed if I take maybe a month before cutting them down, they grow. So for me to make them numb, because they produce seeds which when in the soil they become inactive, whether it rains or whether there's sun. So what I figured out was that if I keep cutting them frequently, let's say after 2 weeks, or even uprooting them, maybe after, if I give myself maybe 3 months of doing that, the whole place will be off the weeds. Such weeds are the ones I'm talking about. You see how they are really spread on this side of the compound. So for me to completely get them out, I have to frequently do this, and I'm in the process. And I know the last time I was here, one of our trees fell down because of the wind. So I spoke on that, and I said that no, because it's raining, and over here in the village, if you don't use gas, you use firewood or charcoal. I think they're just the same. And I've never seen anyone in the village, or maybe there is, but I've never gone to a home where people use biogas. And I know one of you suggested for us to maybe install one. I asked my dad about it, because he is the one who usually knows people in the village and beyond more than us, and I think he's in the right place to even interact with I know I can interact with people older than me, but I think if I go through him first, and I went, which I did actually, and he told me that there's one of his friends that he went to school with, and at their home, at their place, they've installed biogas. So maybe in the future, if we want to maybe install biogas in the compound, we'll go over there, benchmark, or ask to see if we can really manage, because it's really expensive to install, but once you install it, it lasts. And because we have cattle in the compound, I think it won't really be an issue. Over there, my dad told me they use animal waste. Over here we have a lot of animals actually, and I think it will be enough, because I've been collecting some waste. I've been making some compost manure, and for now I've really collected a lot. I'm gonna show you in some few minutes. I've really collected a lot. So I was just figuring out, if we try to install biogas, we won't really have a problem. And I'm seeing one of our young man, this is the youngest man in the compound, so nowadays he's starting to eat grass. He's starting to, which is a good sign. So once he starts eating grass like this, I know in the next a month or two, it'll be so good to eat with the rest. So it looks like he's stuck, because the tree that I spoke about, my cousin tried to cut it down, because if you don't have biogas, you are either forced to use gas, the normal gas which people buy, or charcoal. So he cut this branch down because it fell because of some strong winds. So these are the logs. So he's supposed to make some charcoal with them, and I think he'll give my grandma. So you know, it's usually better to have different choices of cooking. So if in case you want to maybe make something like meat, you know, over in Africa people like cooking meat with charcoal or logs, because you know gas is a little bit expensive. Most people don't use it, but most people use just charcoal. And I think if not really, I think if you want to maybe make some barbecue or you want to roast some meat, I think the best way to do it is use charcoal. I don't know if people use gas, but personally what I've known is for such things, I think charcoal or logs, firewoods, I think are the best way to go. So let me just, I think the next thing, before I show you what I want to show you, the next thing is just to remove these branches because they are just in front of the house. So at least if the logs remain like this one, they can be neatly arranged. But for the leaves, you are supposed to remove them because if they dry, they'll fall. Like you see these ones over here. So, and they make the place dirty. Yeah, so I think because it's raining, it has given us some grace period. If it were so sunny, they could have dried by now. So I think you're supposed to remove them and make the place clean, just like this other part of the compound. See how the way it's so clean, so clean, so clean. Yeah. And you know, at least here kids can play. It's a little bit same with my grandparents' compound. Very clear. You can ride motorbike, you can ride motorcycles for the kids. They can play football, they can run. Yeah, so I think I'm done with because I was just making the compound. Most of you guys call it a yard. Yeah, I think it's a new vocabulary to me, and I think I want to get used to it. So I think I'm done with the yard. So let me show you our compost, because I've been collecting I think for the past also 3 weeks. So now I've been busy. I've been busy. I'm having some dreams that I'm chasing. So I have to work and work and work. So I just placed them you see, under these sheets, because that's our animal shed. So I just put them to the nearest place over here. So if I open this one, that one is manure. So I'm making some compost which we are gonna use at the farm. You see how good it is. So these ones I've collected I think for 3 weeks. Just whenever I leave for the shed, I come to the shed maybe after 5 days. I know I should be collecting them daily, but guys, it's a lot of work. So usually I come after 3-4 days, collect, put them in one place. The one that I made initially is here, this one. It's supposed to be dry, that's why you see me putting them under a shade. That one I've just covered with some iron sheets. So this one, the last time I came here, I told you I was supposed to mix it. I think I'd already done it. So I'm gonna leave it here for like 3 weeks. Then after that, I have some few trees that I've not yet planted. I'll come take the compost and start planting them. Yes, so as I said, the main reason why I'm collecting a lot of compost soil is because we are chasing dreams. Yeah, so I want maybe in the nearby, maybe 2 years, to have some dairy farm with maybe 5 cows, because for now we are really planning to buy some calves. Yeah, so in the next 2 years they'll be grown. They usually grow very fast, depending on how you feed them. So usually a calf takes like 3 years to mature. So see, from there, it also depends how you feed them. If you feed them nicely, they tend to mature faster. Let's say 3 years, as I've said. So I know if I really prepare myself now, the transition will be so nice, because currently we've been building, which I think we are almost finishing. We are like we've done actually most of the things. I think the next thing is just to plaster the house, and because I see most people, once you've plastered the house, you can get in. Some people tend to just do the all finishing, because I usually follow up with some YouTubers that are currently building. So once for us we put some window panes. No, the main thing is to make the house as comfortable as possible. So once you put the windows, the window panes, and the lights, I think it can be a cozy place maybe to now enter. But again, it also depends with how far we'll go with it. Some people tend to do the whole house, put tiles, put everything before they get in, while others just put the necessary accessories, or is that the correct word? But for the lack of a better word to use, as long as you put, maybe as long as the house is comfortable and warm, some people get into the house. They don't really tend to wait that much. Yeah, so as I was saying, if I think if I give myself because if I work with the farm, I work on the farm, I mean grow some grass, because currently we are trying to grow some grass. We are planning to grow some grass actually, and make a few paddocks for our cattle. And I think that one will be so smooth, because we are really not trying to pressurize ourselves, because you know it's for animals to grow, it has to be a process. You have to be patient, unless you want to go for the bigger cows, which may tend to be very hard for you to cope if you change it once, unless you know what you're doing. I'm not saying I don't know what I'm doing. I think I kept a dairy cow when I was, I think, 10 years old, 11, around that time. It was having a calf. So I think if you give a 10-year-old a dairy cow to look after, because I used to keep it, feed it, milk it. I used to take the milk to the I don't know how people call these places where people collect milk. I think the point is home. So I used to take the milk that we usually produce, and I used to save that money in a box. So there was it was like a wooden box that I could only put coins and notes, but I wouldn't take it out because my dad had the keys. Yeah, so I used to do all of that while I was, I think, 10, 11, 12 years old, and I managed it. I think the time that we sold the cow, when I was attending high school, because there's no one to look after the cow, because both of my parents were so busy at the time. So we had to sell the cow so that because we never had someone, as I've said, to just take care of it. Yeah, but for now I think if I try it again, I think I'm gonna be successful at it, because it's something that I did while I was even younger than today I am today. So I hope it will go well, because so far whatever we've been doing on the platform, we've been sharing together with the, I think with the building of the house, and most of the people tend to ask because there was some one of the viewers, I think last year, was it last year, asked if maybe we were gonna do construction videos, but I think for me, I usually like to try other new things. As much as it might sound challenging, I think that's the beauty of it. Yeah, there's a lot to expect, I think if something isn't really challenging, it's not really worth trying. So I think I'll be doing so many things. I can't really say, but I think once we finish with the house, the transition will be, because I won't sit here at home maybe attending to the cows throughout the year. I'll be also moving out of the village. That's why I'm really making my motorbike, and the last time I did the video with you guys and shared with you the progress that I've made with it, I told you maybe back then it was in the next 2 weeks. So today I'm sharing with you, because Easter is around the corner, and I also wanted to celebrate Easter by gifting myself, because I have to buy the rear wheel. So I'm gonna gift myself the rear wheel, put it on the motorbike, and I think after doing that I'll be able to achieve like 85% of what I need to do, so that the motorbike can run. Because once you put the rear wheel, at least I can get it out of the garage, go wash it and return it. For now I can't really move it around because of the rear wheel. Initially I wanted to do with the engine before I start doing the body work, but my mechanic told me just to buy the rear wheel so that he can come and just check the engine. So I'm gonna follow his instruction, because he had already came and seen how the engine is. So he gave me the green flag, yes, to just buy those other parts so that we can work on it. So hopefully it will work. I will also be, I've never really, I think since the year began, I've never really moved out of home. So my hope and my plan is just to also move, experience the outside world. People are so different. We have different cultures. Actually in Kenya we have, I think, almost 55 different cultures. Some people call them tribes. Yeah, so I think if I start with because I can't really move to some other countries for now, although Mr. Molini kind of told me to look for a passport so that I can go maybe travel to the United States. But I think I'll travel that far once I'm done with the dairy farm that I'm currently planning to do. So once we have the 5 calves and the shed is in good condition, because we have everything. We have like the shed, just a few reinforcements. We have our veterinarian, whom we usually call whenever one of our calves is sick. We have some paddocks. We are also trying to plant some grass for them. And what again? And also we are working on the calves. So I think we are almost there, because people usually say, because if you travel a lot you tend to use a lot of cash. Most people who travel don't usually share, a few share maybe. So, and people usually say money don't grow on trees, so you either earn it, save it, or invest it. So whichever you choose to make your life easier as you maybe move across the world will be your own choice. So for me, I think I'll try as much as I can to make it work, and then the rest I'll leave to God. You know, it's drizzling. It's drizzling. Yeah. So I think I'm gonna take our calf to the shade. The rest are okay, because if it rains on him too much, because he's still young, we are just trying to take precautions, because you know this short rains usually comes with a lot of cold. It's different with the rains that usually rains for maybe for 30 minutes but strongly. These ones, short rains, they drip slowly, maybe or maybe like 3 times a day, then they bring cold with them. So for that, let me just help this man to the shade, and then I think we're gonna continue. So just like that, the weather's greatly turned to sunny, because you know it was cloudy. It has rained for like I think 10 minutes at most, let's say maybe 7 minutes, and the weather's really changed. So the sun is back, and I think usually this period it's a little bit tricky if you're doing something, especially for the people that are in the marketplaces, because it can rain. The weather can really change very fast, and it may make you postpone a few things. But for the farmers like me, I think these are the period where we are so happy, because you know it's spring, plants grow. So I'm about to show you some trees of mine that I've been looking after. So I think I'm almost planting them. I think if I give myself 2 months from now, they'll be really grown. So I've been looking after them and monitoring them, and what I concluded at this period, they want a lot of sunlight, and also just unweeding them frequently, because you know the soil is compost one, so it's really fertile. Yeah, so some are on this side, some are on this side. So I noticed this one is like it's drying. Why is it drying? Usually when I see this one is like the leaves are bending, it's like it's wilting, maybe because of too much sun. I really don't know, but I usually just monitor them and just figure something out. And I think because of the bugs have been really helpful. I think if you are maybe planning to plant a lot of trees, putting them in these planting bags, I think is the best way to go, because it gives you can't really remove plants from the seedbed and directly plant them, especially if they are main. So if you put them in bags like this, you see like these ones are really growing so they're just in front of our house, which makes it easy for me to just monitor them. And because it's rainy, I don't usually give them water, just leave them for the rain. The rainwater is more than enough, so at least it gives me a little bit easy time with them. I can't really see myself now watering almost 200, over 200, because I planted like over 200 trees. The ones at the seed beds, I think I'm gonna plant in the coming next few days, so that I can be through with all of the trees, and just wait for them to mature so that I can transplant them. It's been a very I'd say interesting journey with them, because if you plant trees, that's the time you really get to learn a lot. And if I share some of these videos, I think I know maybe a few, not one, it might be one actually, whom I've tried maybe planting trees. It's so nice to plant them. It might be useful for you, and also to your kids, and also to your grandkids, and also to your great grandkids. And I think the most important thing, apart from maybe, because if you plant tree, you've gained wealth. The most important thing about, I think, wealth is to preserve, because if you plant trees now, take care of them, your grandchildren will get them and will use them, and I think they'll be very happy that you planted them. So preservation is the most important part of maybe gaining something, even if it's land, because if you buy land and you sell it, don't preserve it, it won't be really useful in the long run, maybe for your kids, anything, I think anything. So it applies on anything. So the weather's really changed. I really usually like this kind of weather, although I prefer it to rain at night. If it rains at night, usually get a sound sleep. Is it sound or soundless? A sound sleep, yeah, other than daytime, because at daytime people are usually busy doing their own things, so if it rains, it kind of interferes. But this kind of weather is so nice. See how the weather has really changed. When it rains, people usually say if it rains, it opens the eye of the sun, something like, I've just done a direct translation. So they say if it rains like that during the day for some few minutes, it opens the sun, something like that. That's why maybe you see now it's so sunny. I think the dark clouds go away, so it remains sunny like this. Yeah, which is so nice. And also, let me conclude my today's video by just mentioning this small, some people usually ignore it, but it's very important, especially for those that are building now, or those are for maybe those that are planning to build. So for the longest time also, we've been just trying to make a home or a house. So let me mention this one key point, because we've already made the roof, and we've only placed gutters in some parts of the house, and I felt it was important for me to mention this. Sorry, you see, because of the places that like this place, we haven't placed a gutter, and we are supposed to place it, and because we haven't, when water drips, this one is ridges and valleys. Yeah, the point that looks like a valley. So these ones are valleys, these ones are ridges. The ones that are should I move back? Yeah, so the ones that are on top like that are ridges, then these ones are valleys. So when it rains, we are in the rainy season. When it rains, water usually pour down here. Now the bad thing about that is the moisture. If the soil isn't that let's say it's loamy soil, loamy soils usually holds water. So if it's old water, it depends with the place, with the maybe where you are building. But if water collects in at the base of the house, like this part, you see, like this part, this part looks like this because there was a tree trunk. Initially there was a tree here, so we had to, I don't know if I know for those that have been following, there was a video that we were removing this log from here. So we removed it, sealed it with a few debris that were initially in the floor in the house. We sealed it so well, but because of the heavy rain, it's raining every day, and even today it rained. I'm also seeing signs of rain again. This place is like it's clogging, it's holding a little bit of water. So the bad thing about this is it interferes with the foundation of the house, and if you don't work on it, that's why you see most people put pavements along the house or all over the house, just also to help protect the foundation, because if the soil is holding water, the moisture will seep into the walls regardless, even if you put the dam coast, because people usually put dam coast to prevent this passing of water to the walls, which interferes with the paint, make the wall weak, even the foundation weak. So that's the state of our house, and I think this is one of the most important things we should work on the outside of the house, because I think we are trying to put more effort or how do I say this or focus inside the house rather than outside. But I think for this one it's so important. I think the gutters together with the pavement, I don't know how you guys are used to calling it, but it's just a pavement, or if you don't put it, make sure you put the gutters, because now the water will be running onto the gutters into the tanks. So it's either two ways. It's either you put the gutters, which will help reduce the water that usually drops, because even if I stand here, you will see this line. This is where water drops, so the splashes hit the wall and it interferes. So hopefully we'll figure out how to deal with it. But the good thing is because of the trees that are in the compound, I think they reduce a little bit of water. I know they don't the trees don't take in a lot of water, but because they are also in the compound, they help. Because I think when I remember when we were growing, we used to have a lot of water in the village, but nowadays as I walk around, I see people have planted a lot of eucalyptus trees in almost every homestead. So with the eucalyptus trees, the flooding or the surface runoff of water is really reduced with the years. So even the swampy places where we used to go and play while we were kids, they don't really tend to be that swampy that much. So I think the rains I think the rains have also reduced just a little bit. But apart from that, I think you should make sure that you preserve or you protect. Just like I said, as you gain wealth or as you gain something, the most important thing is to make sure that you protect it, you preserve it, because if you don't do that, you'll be doing zero work. And I think for us, it's either we make the gutters, because also if you put gutters on this side of the house, we have to place some drums, because the water that usually the house collects is a lot. So if you put a small tank, it will still overflow on this part. So I know we have a long way to go as a family, because also over here in this platform, people usually grow as a family because it's communal. I know we have a long way to go, but if you put your mind and put your effort on a few things in life, it might not be a lot at once, but if you put just by bit, there's no rush. If you just put your mind, let's say maybe one or two things, you'll eventually accomplish them. and that's how people usually survive. Because even if you look at this part, this is water, so this part is a little bit drilled. How do I say it? It's drilled. You know, water, if water drops in they usually say, if you put a stone where water drips, if you come back after several years, you'll find a hole where, not really, yeah, or a depression that water's formed. So I think that's why it's so important that we just find a way of just making it work. I know we've been trying also to remove the debris, because in the meantime I'm usually seeing my mom trying to plant some grass. So these are the debris that we removed for her. We are supposed to collect them, and also grass helps with such problems, because now the rainwater won't hit the ground that hard. So you see, like this part, so the only thing to do is just to keep the grass short, and yeah. But I think if we figure it out and reach at that point that maybe we want to make pavement, I think I'll tend to prefer, because some people just use the normal way by just mixing chips, sand together with cement, just make the pavement. Some people don't use chips, some people use ballast, but I think to make it more beautiful, I think we should try and just move out of that zone, out of that comfort, and try and make it make something unique. Some people use marble, some people tend to use stones and paint the stones. I don't know if you guys have ever seen pavements where people have used stones on the pavement, and now they paint them so that the rainwater don't interfere with the stones. I think that's will be so nice. But also we'll just also try and figure out what our parents like. If they like the normal way, I think that will be the way forward. But if they give us that green light or the green flag to do, or maybe to do something special, I think we'll also consider and make for them. Because, you know, if you are building a home, I think it's usually hard, and this is what I've learned since, is you'll start building, then when you're almost finishing, there's usually that small regret of saying of saying that I wish I could have done this or this or this, or maybe I wish I could have make this room bigger, so something like that. So those are the things that maybe I'm trying to avoid. So that's why I think asking them on their preference is the first and most important thing before even starting. So that is the state of our dream home, and I think so far it's been a great experience. We haven't really had any challenge, that of a big challenge. So so far it's been so good. I'm gonna end my video for today. It's been nice talking to you guys. It's almost I think I've left my phone, but it's almost 4 in the evening. The sun is almost, though the sun is a little bit high, I'm gonna just tell you guys to take care of yourself together with your families, and let's meet in my next video. Peace.